Hi folks, Stan from howtoecig.com, and I'm here today to tell you my story. I've been telling you about some different products and things, and let me start off. I am an affiliate of Vapor Alley. I promote their products because I think the price is great and I get great service from Rick Mulder, who owns Vapor Alley. That's not why I started the howtoecig.com site. And let me preface this with saying, according to the FDA, I cannot make any medical claims for the safety of electronic cigarettes, nor can I promote them as a smoking cessation aid. It has not been proven. It's not gone through the testing, it's not been proven, so I can't make any of those claims. But I can tell you my story. About a year ago, last February, I went to my doctor, and I was hacking my lungs out. I was not there because I was coughing. I was there because it was time for my annual checkup. And when he heard me, he immediately put me on an oxygen, a lung capacity test, and tested my blood oxygen. My lung capacity was down to 60%. He started, and my oxygen level was below 90, which is totally unacceptable. Below 90 means that your brain is not getting enough oxygen to function properly. So it was scary, but I've been smoking for 45 years. 2-pack-a-day smoker for 45 years. And I've tried to quit hundreds of times, couldn't do it. Can't say I didn't want to quit. The fact is that I really do enjoy smoking, or did enjoy smoking. Now I'm enjoying vaping. This is the Ego battery with the dual coil cartomizer, and it puts out a ton. All the pleasure of smoking, all the flavor that I want. I can get all different types of flavors, and the fact is that I get as much enjoyment out of this as I ever got. In fact, I get more enjoyment out of this than I ever got out of cigarettes. And what has happened medically for me, now I can't say it's going to happen for you, but for me, I've increased my lung function. I don't stink like I used to, and my blood oxygen. I went back to the doctor recently, and he tested my lungs first thing, and listened to my lungs first thing, and then tested them. They came up as being absolutely normal for a non-smoker. He said, "How did you do that? You smoked all those years." And I said, he said, "How did you quit smoking?" I said, "Well, I switched over to an E-Cig, an electronic cigarette." He hadn't even heard of them. So I showed it to him, showed him how it worked. You all know that story. But he was totally surprised. My lungs were clear and my oxygen levels were absolutely normal. And I lucked out because a year ago he put me on one of those inhalers and told me that it wouldn't be long before I'd be on oxygen. With my lung function at 60%, I was basically killing myself. Well, I can climb the steps without losing my breath, and I don't get up every morning and cough for a half an hour. My lungs are clear, and it worked for me. I can't swear it's going to work for you, and I can't make any medical claims that it's any safer. We don't know technically. I mean, it's not been tested. There's been some testing in New Zealand, and there have been some doctors have been quoted as saying that it's between 100 and 1,000 times safer than traditional cigarettes. There's a couple of advantages to them. First of all, when you smoke, that gets down deep into your lungs. Smoke is very thin. It gets down deep into your lungs. And cigarette smoke, they've tested it. It contains over 4,000 known carcinogens. As far as the vapor, it's thicker. It actually doesn't get down into your lungs. It gets down to your upper bronchial tubes, and it doesn't even necessarily, they talk about the nicotine, but a lot of people have switched over to these and end up going nicotine free. In fact, I have. Uh, it was the pleasure of smoking that I enjoyed. It wasn't necessarily the nicotine. I wasn't really hooked on the nicotine, and I actually gave up nicotine within a few days after taking up electronic cigarettes. I will admit that I made some bad mistakes on my early purchases. Uh, I I bought something from a place called Smoker Friendly. They have their own brand of electronic cigarette. It was terrible. I took it back. They upgraded me to a new Enjoy N-Pro cigarette. It was pretty terrible. Ultimately, I got a hold of Rick Mulder's website uh, and Vapor Alley and started getting some really decent products. And it's really pleasurable for me. Uh, this is for confirmed smokers, people that have been unable to quit smoking. I mean, the best bet is still you should quit smoking. That's the safest thing in the world. Quit smoking. Better yet, you never start. And the American Cancer Society has said that these things are promoting smoking to children. That's BS. There's no way we don't. We've gone through the horrors of being smokers. We don't want children starting to vape or smoke at all. These things are for adults only, confirmed smokers only. And, if you can quit, you should go ahead and quit. I mean, but if you can't quit, maybe this is an acceptable alternative for you. It certainly has worked out for me, and I really, you know, can't say enough about, I've become an very avid fan of these things, and, I enjoy it more than smoking. I had a cigarette a couple of weeks ago. I took one drag and threw the thing away. Couldn't stand the nasty smell. These things, you know, I think they're great. And like I said, can't make any medical claims, can't prove that they're healthier than the cigarettes, but I believe that they saved my life. I think that I'd be, you know, probably, stretched out on a bed somewhere, unable to breathe on oxygen all the time if I had continued at the rate I was going, because my health was going down very rapidly. And now my health has improved incredibly. And, you know, I blame it on these things. All right. Uh, I'm an avid vapor, and I'm a believer in them. And like I say, no medical claims, but I believe that they are a healthier alternative. I personally believe they are a healthy alternative to traditional cigarettes. Don't have the 4,000 chemicals in them, and I think that at least in my situation, I am in much better health than I was a year ago. My lungs are clear, and my oxygen levels are absolutely normal. All right. For those that are already vapors, happy vaping. If you're a confirmed smoker and you can't quit, perhaps this is something you should give a try. Quitting is the best, but if you can't, try an e-cig. All right, happy vaping. Bye for now.